My best friend is 17 dating a 25-year-old and me and my friends don't know if we should tell her parents or confront her ourselves. Thanks for all the advice everyone. We told her parents. ETA, the age of consent in our country is 18. To everyone saying it's not a big deal, you're sick and need to reevaluate your life, and I hope you never have kids. My best friend is 17, and she met this guy online who is 25. They've met and gone out and she lost her virginity to him. My friends and I are very concerned for her well-being, and think she's only going after this guy because he makes her forget about her ex. We tried finding him online by searching his name and even address online and couldn't find anything, and his only form of social media is Snapchat. He's asked to film them having sex and he knows she's a minor. I have confronted her about this and have voiced my concerns to her 3 times now. Every time she gets mad at me for it because my boyfriend is 20, I'm 18, and she says I should just be happy for her because she's finally happy. I want to be happy for her, but I'm not just going to sit by and watch her get groomed or something worse just because he treats her like a princess. My friends and I have talked and we either want to tell her parents, who are strict as hell, BC they don't know and risk never seeing her again but knowing she isn't going to this guy's house, or all of us confront her even though she probs won't listen. Tell her parents, even though she might get grounded until she moves out or turns 18. As someone who has dated older men as a younger woman, 17 to 19, I wish I had been stopped. The problem is that she could run away. But at least you've done everything you could. When you tell her parents, it might be better to tell them without your friend being there so you can tell them everything. If you know she won't listen and you're doing it because you truly feel like she's in danger, then tell her parents, otherwise things could turn badly. I pray they don't, but they're hateful people in this world. And she's young. Tell her parents, that could be a potentially dangerous situation and you will not get through to her unfortunately. Think this is something that is worth risking your friendship over, and if it does end she will realize later on that you guys cared for her a lot. I was taken advantage of by a 26-year-old man when I was her age, and when I was 17 I didn't not see the problem other than an older guy being interested in me. I wish I had friends like you who were willing to get parents involved to save me the emotional trauma. He's grown as and clearly something is wrong with him if 1, he's interested in children, and 2, women his age won't even date him. Tell her parents, no 25-year-old has good intentions with a teenage girl. Why are we usually most drawn to people who aren't compatible with us in the long run, while those who are really good for us in the long run don't excite us nearly as much? What the title says. On one hand there's always people who really get me going and give me that sweet high, often just from talking to them. On the other hand there are those who make me feel the most at home, loved and appreciated, but the emotions simply aren't quite there. It's frustrating. Is it a matter of maturity and priorities? Not knowing myself enough? Deep-rooted family issues? Because we often confuse lust with love. The excitement of lust lures us in and therefore we tend to go into relationships based on the lust we feel. Love isn't as euphoric. It's stable and stoic in nature. That doesn't lure us in the way lust does. We fall in the trap of searching for lust rather than love. I would really recommend the videos of Alander Botton. He talks a lot about how we're naturally drawn to what feels familiar and we mistake it for compatibility, i.e., what our childhood and upbringing taught us about love is what we carry into adulthood. For example, if a man had an overbearing mother, he implicitly learns on some level to equate overbearingness with being loved. Hence being with overbearing women makes him feel loved. This is a huge simplification of Alander Botton's writings, but the bottom line is, our experiences shape what we interpret as the spark, and it's not always in a way that's good for us. That's why someone can be perfect on paper and we feel no spark, it's because they don't feel familiar to us. Similarly, if we grew up with relationships that gave us lots of anxiety, whilst dating we may confuse anxiety with butterflies in my stomach, whilst equating a stable relationship as boring. Until we identify this destructive way of thinking we'll keep ending up in relationships that are not good for us. Check out the video Why We Marry the Wrong Person by him. Good luck, smile. Edit, thank you for the awards. Heart, heart. I don't think this is universal. I feel most excitement and comfort around those people that are good for me and that I am compatible with. In fact, I can't feel the spark otherwise. The comfort and sense of home is most important. A lack of it is a turn-off. You're most likely mistaking negative intensity/turbulence for a spark. Might have to do with how you were raised to feel love and give love and how you view/feel about yourself. So I can't relate to this, and I'm wondering if you're mixing things up a bit. Like, we can agree that someone who is nice, dependable, good with money, honest and respectful would be an awesome long-term partner, right? Except none of those traits are really related to personality, and they're all pretty much a baseline of what all relationships should be like. And then you'd find things on top of that, like creative, nerdy, or whatever it is that makes you click with someone. So if you agree to date someone just because they're nice, then pretty much anyone else would seem like an exciting choice compared to them, because you didn't really start dating because you liked them as much as you liked the idea of them. Nice is not a personality, it's a prerequisite. Because only being nice is really fucking boring. But lots of people are both nice and dependable and really fucking awesome in other ways too. You just need to find someone who you'll click with. Well, if it helps you, I can't relate. For real. Comfort/love/feeling accepted/feeling attraction/getting the thrill of being around them is all a synergistic sensation for me. How to politely ask a friend not to bring her kids on vacation. A group of friends, and I, 21 to 25, are planning a trip for next year, hoping the C word has calmed down by then. It's about 7 to 9 people. Most of them live in different states than me and we never really get to see them. We had a similar trip a while ago, but one of them couldn't go because she was too pregnant to travel. She also had a toddler at the time. She was fully planning on attending the trip with the kid, until her doctor advised her against it. The thing is, we're going to be doing a lot of 21 plus things. We're going to a state where recreational marijuana use is legal, so most of them are smoking. Those of us who don't smoke are going to be drinking. We're going to be playing video games, D&D, and traveling around a bit. None of us want to deal with 2 very young children while we're there, as we all stay in a big cabin together. How can I politely ask her not to bring her kids? We're not best friends, but I do like her and I talk with her quite a bit and we're on good terms. I want to be respectful and avoid any issues. Simplest approach might simply be to bring up the logistics. You're going to be smoking, drinking, late nights, traveling. If you all go out for the evening, is she going to be okay staying with the kids? Will she be expecting everyone to keep the noise down at 1 AM so the kids can sleep? Will she be expecting other people to watch her kids sometimes so she can enjoy herself? That's not what everyone else has signed up for, presumably. If you're not that close to her, who is? They should take the lead. Ultimately, having kids means that you just can't do the things you'd like to do. That's the trade-off you make. All being well, she'll take the hint. If not, you'll need to go through. We're not going to change our plans or activities to accommodate you or your kids through to sorry. I know it sucks, but none of us want kids on this holiday. But get everyone else in agreement first, because if everyone else is fine with kids and it's just you objecting, you might just have to suck it up and cope. Is she going to be okay staying with the kids? Suggests that it's possible that she could do that she could find a way to make it work. Next, she'll be talking to everyone on the group trying to get them to sign up for an evening's babysitting. It's not possible. The kids are not coming. She is either coming without the kids or not coming at all. It's just not that kind of holiday. I'm a mom. When you have little kids, you just miss things sometimes. I missed 2 family weddings because they were kid-free events, and the only people I trusted to watch my kids were guests at the wedding too. I actually just missed a 3rd one recently where the kids were invited, but it was on a Friday and my kids had a big school event. First, make sure everyone is 100% on board with no kids. Then appoint a messenger, ideally whoever is closest to her. If that's you, I would just be super direct and say, I just wanted to make sure you know this is an adults only vacation, to which she will either say yes or no, and if she protests, Gently remind her that there will be drinking and smoking and it's no place for kids. Finding childcare, even leaving a spouse with littles for 7 days, is tough. I wonder if she would want to rent her own place and bring her partner or a friend to hang out with the kids sometimes while she visits her old friends, or just come for a few nights. Maybe easier than leaving such young ones for a full 7 days. Yes, you need to make it clear that this is an adults trip and children aren't invited. Talk about the fact that there will be lots of smoking weed and drinking, and you won't be curtailing that in any way in any part of the cabin in order to accommodate her babies. You're all going to be loud and noisy and crazy and won't keep it down in order to avoid waking them. Most parents are aware that there are certain times and places where bringing their children is not appropriate, and those who are not aware need to be made aware of this. Be clear that she is definitely invited and you hope to see her there, but her husband can handle the kids while she's away. Yes, I think making it children aren't invited instead of trying to convince her is the better approach. When the trip comes up, ask her who the kids are staying with. When she says they're coming, then politely point out it's not really a time and place for kids, and that if she has to bring them, they should have their own place so the kids are free to be kids, not around adult actives. Only do this if you've talked to everyone else and they all agree it's a child-free event, or you're gonna be the asshole of the group. ETA comes up in conversation, not time. And no need to wait, she could bring it up herself without sounding weird. I wait until the trip comes up. Do it up front, so she'll have time to prepare. Tell her it's not a kid-friendly trip. Explain the planned activities. You can soften it by telling her how much you miss her and the rest of the friend group. Tell her how much you're looking forward to seeing her since she missed the last trip. If this trip isn't until 2022, she's got loads of time to figure out childcare options. Her kids are going to be bored as hell if they're sitting around while you guys do your thing, and she's going to feel super left out if she's stuck taking care of them on her own while you all have fun. It's also not fair to you guys if you have to redo your whole trip or rotate babysitting duty. That's not what everyone else signed up for. Not only will her kids be bored, more important, she won't be able to have me time to enjoy herself.